Ladies and gentlemen, it is yours truly, DTF, back with another album review, and today we are reviewing Untitled Unmastered. Concept and intention. Right, our first favorite section. Not really, it's not my favorite section. You guys never let me know what your guys' favorite section is. Let me know, okay? An unfiltered glimpse into his creative process, which I very much appreciated, focusing on themes of radical identity, spirituality, and inner turmoil, all seeming to be raw demo tracks rather than a commercially mastered type of project. And it turns out I did guess right when I was reacting. It serves as an unpolished version to Pimp a Butterfly, as to Pimp a... How does one even say that sentence? Serving more as an insight rather than its own story of a project, insight of his evolution, progress in real time. Why he did this, I'm not entirely sure, not going to lie. Maybe he just really wanted to release a few songs that he was sitting on, but he just didn't master. I don't necessarily know what his goal with any of this was. Maybe this is just what he wanted to do. Maybe he just wanted to release another project. I don't know. Artists tend to just be artists sometimes, and we're just there for the ride, you know. But I did appreciate this project. Okay, let me save that for the later section. Sound and production, we have a jazz, funk, soul, and avant-garde. Okay, hip hop, right? I know it's okay. Let me just do the English version. Avant-garde. Okay, I still can't help but try to say it Frenchly. If you guys don't know what that means, it's more like a very unique approach to creative types of works. New and experimental usually is how it's used to describe. Oh, and yes, I have it written down. I don't even need to use the notes this time. Now, nothing too crazy with the sound and production. Again, it's mainly unmastered, but you get a lot of chops, you get a lot of random vocal pieces fitted in there too. It's this very chaotic feel, this very mechanically placed cogwheel on a piece of paper. Yeah, I have no idea what I'm talking about. I'm trying to describe this feeling that I get from the sound and production, but it's not really coming off too easily. With the aesthetic and theme, we have a plain, raw, simplistic, textured, old-fashioned core color being green, gray, and white. Now, technically, where's the gray and white come from? It comes from the other version of the cover, which I actually really thought was super, super dope. But I think that also would be too conceptual, so I think he went with the green. Didn't do too much research behind why. My bad. But yeah, very, very basic. Nothing too crazy with everything so far. I guess I am kind of blitzing this review though, not gonna lie, it's only been like 3 minutes on my recorder. But in terms of my favorite songs, this is gonna be kind of hard to list. We have the 8th track, that's how I'm gonna list this. Very funk driven. Okay, it's a very good track, not going to lie. At number 2, we have the 3rd track, O3, and whatever you want to call these. Also feel good bounce. Also a feel good bounce. Both more a enjoyable vocal backdrops, not going to lie. And more Kendrick filled progression lyrically, I feel like. It's like I feel like it's the better version of the 8th track. And at first place, we have track number 1. I'm not going to lie. Yeah, that intro to that song has been so awkward for me to play because here's me in the gym and I have a guy whispering into my ear how I like that. Sometimes I have it on my headphones and it's blasting so loudly other people can hear it, and I'm like, oh shit, and I look beside me to see if my family's listening to what I'm listening to. But I gotta say, it's still a very good song. What do I have written down here as well? It does really work as a good intro as to what you're about to receive from this project. Obviously, it's all a very similar sound to one another in terms of all the tracks, but I just think this track accomplishes the intention and soundscape the absolute best, in my opinion. Um, Even that segment where I don't know why, but every time I think about this track, it's like when Kendrick starts saying a line, then he cuts himself off and then he says in better clarity. Lord knows why he did that. It just works so well, okay? I don't blame you guys. This is just like how my brain works, okay? Now, even recording these videos, these feel so one-sided. I need to engage with the community. So not only do I want to know what your guys' favorite section is, let me know what your favorite song is too, okay? And let me know why. Don't like when I try to engage with you guys, okay, I'm not just trying to I am trying to boost comments. That's why I'm reminding you guys to come talk to me. But I want to know. Okay, I want to know why. Let's like have an intellectual conversation about why we enjoy this project. Or maybe you're a simple person. It sounds the nicest. It's because of that trumpet in that one little section there too. Just let me know, okay? Let's talk. In terms of how it's aged publicly, it turns out it's considered a masterpiece of imperfection. Never would I've ever thought I'd hear those words, a masterpiece of imperfection. Kendrick tends to get a lot of the word masterpiece tossed around, they're not going to lie. Quote reads, a beautiful, chaotic middle finger to radio-ready perfection. I don't know who said that, but that's a very good way of describing it. Highly acclaimed as underrated and better than most artists' mastered projects. I won't lie, I completely agree. Also selling 178,000 units in its first week. Now, in terms of personally, I'll admit I don't return to this project super often, just because of how different the soundscape is. Obviously, you know, doesn't fit a lot of moods, but whenever I am in the mood for that kind of sound, it really does make my body move in ways that no could. But realistically, this was quite the enjoyable project, not going to lie. I do tend to revisit it every now and then. I still think this is an incredible project. I really did enjoy it when listening to it. And I really did appreciate the kind of insight I got into Kendrick's process. I don't remember which track was it. Was it 6, 8, or 7? And you could hear him, he was talking to all the guys in the background, all giggling and laughing. That just made me picture this scene of them in the booth, so on and so forth. And he's just there by the mic doing weird shit as everyone else is around him doing regular stuff. And it's like, it just put in perspective, you just gotta, artists be artists sometimes, you know, their process. And that's been a struggle for me personally. It's been just being authentically me, and my hair's bothering me so much right now, but being so authentic, because at the end of the day, the project extends beyond me. It is the priority. And if I gotta sit there over a mic doing this as everyone else is doing regular stuff and I'm busy looking like a dumbass, like, that's what I gotta do, you know? And so that's why I appreciate this project. And it genuinely inspired me. So I could talk about this for hours, honestly, but for now I'm just gonna say it was a pretty decent project. My overall score of this project, can you guess it? Give you 5 seconds. Okay, done. It's 10 out of 10. Yep. Genuinely considering his intention with this project, it's all I could have asked for. Concept, execution, the elements. Didn't go for anything too crazy. I enjoyed this project. I think it was a masterpiece of imperfection. I literally can't find anything to critique, honestly. I can't. I think Anthony Fantana gave this, what, like a 7? I can't necessarily remember why. I should actually start making notes about this, about it, why he reviewed things, and see if I agree with his points made. But I tend to prioritize my own opinion first. And I genuinely don't see anything wrong with this project at all. I think I really enjoyed the approach of an imperfect album. So credits to you, Kendrick. You did it again. 10 out of 10. Let me know what you guys rate this project, how you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys think I missed anything, let me know down in the comment section. I better see you guys' favorite songs and your favorite sections. I gotta get back to work, so see you guys in the next one. Adios.